Hi techies, welcome back to Tech for Geeks. As part of this video, we'll be discussing on coding interview questions and I'll be discussing about the comparator interface enhancement by Java 8 feature. So let me show you the problem statement. We are given a list of employees and we need to fetch the name of employees and print it. So this is straightforward. We need a list of employee and we'll just simply iterate it and print those. So let me try to implement it our code without wasting much of our time. Let me create a new class called employee and let me have the variables created: string name, int id, int age, string department, long salary. Let me generate the getter setter here. Yeah, let's have our constructor created. Employee, which will take parameter as int id, string name, int age, string department, and long salary. Okay, and I'll just do this dot id equals to id, this dot name equals to name, this dot age equals to age, this dot department equals to department, this dot salary equals to salary. Okay, we have the structure of employee ready. Let's have a public static void main and I'll create a list of employee. So for that I should create a new employee object, right? So I have created it and kept in my notepad in order to save time. Let me just print this. Let me import the classes. Okay, so I have created a list of employees called employees and then we have a employee object being added, if you can see. Yeah, so this is complete structure is ready now. Now we need to print the employees. So let's do it, print employee, and let's pass this list over here. Okay, simply we need to iterate it. This is very straightforward question. Employee, they could have made it a little bit complicated by saying that you need to print it in alphabetic order. So in that case, collections dot sort comes into the picture. I would suggest you to try that. Just try to sort it and try to print the names. Okay, let me run this. Cool, we got the output. We got the name of the employees. Now the next question was to count the number of employees in each department. So let me go back to the code, and if you see in our employee, we have the departments defined over here, right? We have created the employee and have added this to list. So we need to print the department and the count of the employees in that. So let me create count department maybe. Let's pass this list here. I'll just comment this. Let me create a method. Okay, so one of the easiest approach is first you can iterate through the list, do the counting, that is a brute force method. But the easiest approach and for a good performance, you can use hash map, and in that you can use the key as the department and value as the count of the employee who are there in the department. So let me try to implement it. Let me have the map of string, comma, integer. Let's name it as count map equals to new hash map. Let me import this first. Yeah, let's iterate it through the list. Employee and the list. Now what you have to do, we need to put the data in count map dot put. Key is e dot get department, right? Because we need to give the count of the employee in that department. So the department is unique over here. And for the value part, you can check like count map dot contains key e dot get department. If it contains key, then what we have to do, we just need to take the value count map dot get e dot get department and plus 1, right? And if it is not there, we just need to give 1 there. Okay, this is ternary operator. Cool. So I'll just explain this again, this value part. So what we are doing, we are just checking whether this key e dot get department, this key is present in count map or not. If it is present, we need to take the value and do plus 1. Suppose it is present and the value is 1, we'll just do plus 1. And if it is not present, it does not contain the key, then it has come for the first time, so we'll be giving 1. Yeah, let's try to print this now. Yeah, we got the output. This is what was expected. DM2 HR2 IT6. DM2 HR2 IT6. Now, the third was add the employee to TreeMap. This looks to be straightforward, right? You just need to add it to the map, TreeMap.put. But do you think it is that straightforward? Let's try to implement. Okay, let me have a new function called add to map. And then I'll pass my list. Let me create new method. Now I'll have my tree map created here. And there was one more requirement that the tree map should be of type employee, comma, integer. That's mean it will take key as the employee object and the integer should be the ID. So let me create the map first. Employee, comma, integer. Let call it as employee map equals to new tree map. Yeah. Now I'll just simply iterate through the list employee e, and this is the list. So just try to put this and see what we get. Dot put e, comma, e dot get ID. Yeah, let's see whether this works. This will not work. This will give me a class cast exception. Yes, here we go. So let's read the exception. Employee cannot be cast to Java lang comparable. We need to implement an interface called comparable, and then we need to implement the abstract function that is defined there. So let's try to implements comparable. See, it will ask us to implement the method compare to. Yes. So here we need to compare the name. If the name is same, then we need to compare the age. If the age is same, we need to compare the department. If the department is same, then we need to compare the salary over here. Okay, that is the function of compare to, because the expectation is if we are passing, right, we are passing the employee object, we should get the ID, right? If we are passing the object, we should get the ID. So we cannot short it, we cannot compare it on the basis of ID. We need to do it on the basis of the object. And for the object to be same, all other fields has to be same, then only you will be giving that ID, right? So here a comparator interface comes into the picture, and let me just write. So Java 8 has given few more function, has added few more functions in the comparator interface, that is like comparing, then comparing int, comparing long, compare. So let's try to do that. Okay, let's try to implement it. Compare dot, see if you can see comparing is there, comparing double, int, long, reverse the order, and let's go inside this interface. So this is a functional interface. You can create a lambda function inside this. So this was already existing, compare. See, since 1.8 this has been added in part of Java 8. Then comparing is also added in 1.8. Then comparing int is also added in Java 8. So we'll make use of these and try to create our compare to function to put the data in the tree map. So let's try doing it. Let's compare to dot comparing. So first what we have to compare? We need to compare the name. So let me first do one thing. Let me cast it employee E1 equals to employee O. Yeah. Now what you have to do? Here we need to pass the lambda function, because we saw, right? We saw that this is a functional interface. If it is a functional interface, then we can implement our lambda here. We can implement our method reference here. In case you are not aware of lambda function and method reference, I'll be sharing the link to the video in the description section. I would highly suggest to go through it before working on this program. So we need to I'll write the name employee and then get name. Okay, we are comparing it based on the name. If this is true, then comparing, let me compare the age, comparing int. Similarly, employee, sorry. Okay, the name is same, age is same, then again, then comparing will be there. Yes, then comparing employee get department. Okay, so the name is same, age same, department same. What else is left? Salary. Let's do it for the salary now. Dot, then comparing long, employee dot get salary, and then we can simply compare the two objects. So this, the object which you are trying to add to the tree map, and the objects that are already available in the tree map, we need to compare those, right? So this is my compare to function ready. Now I'll just try to run this. Okay, I'm getting one error. Oh, missing return. Let's return the value. Yes, and just try to run this. Let's see whether we get this exception or not. So we didn't get any exception, and the code has finished with code 0. So where is my tree map? Count department, print employee. Yeah, add to map. So what I'll do, I'll I'll try to create new employee and then I'll try to search it in the tree map. Okay. So let me create, I'll just copy paste this one. Okay, let me change the ID. Let me make any junk ID. Doesn't matter here because we need name and all, so that's fine. And employee EMP. Yeah, I'll try to find this employee. I'll try to find this in the tree map and we'll try to fetch the ID. Because this object, this name, age, department, and salary, everything is present. This object is already present. We should get the ID. We should get 101. So let's try, let's have my employee map dot get and let's get this employee. Let's see whether we get the ID or not. Yeah, we got the ID of this name. We got the ID of this employee Anand. Right? Hope this is clear. Because this Anand, same age, IT department, salary, everything is present in my tree map already. So if you're trying to just get it, see, I'm not putting the value. I'm just getting the value, right? We are just trying to get this employee with the details. So we got the ID of the employee that is already present in the tree map because we have iterated over that list and have put this. So this was the enhancement done by Java 8. They have brought in this comparing, then comparing to, and comparing long, which has made our work little bit more easy. Otherwise, earlier we used to have a if block. We will check if employee get name is same, then check the age. If get age is same, then check for the department. So there was nested blocks that used to execute, right? So this has been made easy by Java 8 by enhancing the comparator. Okay, this is one of the best question that is being asked to check your collection concept, your comparator concept, tree map concept, how does it work? Because here basically when they asked to put the data in the tree map, they wanted to understand whether you are aware of this comparable, whether you are aware of this compare to function and you need to implement in your code. And when you are doing this compare to, how you are implementing Java 8 features here, how you are implementing the code so that the data is added to the tree map. So that's it as part of this video. We'll be discussing more on other Java 8 features as part of other video. Do let me know if you like this video and do share me your feedback. If any part of the video is not clear or you need further clarification, do let me know through the comment section. Thank you and happy learning.